Trump exposes himself as winner-in-chief in leaked 60 Minutes interview. Over the past couple days, U.S. President Donald Trump complained about being asked tough questions during a recent sit-down with CBS News reporter Lesley Stahl in a contentious interview that he deliberately leaked ahead of its agreed broadcast date on 60 Minutes. The president painted himself as a victim in the interview, claiming that it was unfair for Stahl to ask him questions about some of the country's most pressing issues, including the coronavirus pandemic and Trump's suggestions that his Democratic opponents should be prosecuted. He repeatedly denied some of his past comments and frequently compared his interview to ones conducted with Joe Biden, his Democratic opponent. President Donald Trump has been repeatedly threatening to release his entire, unedited interview with 60 Minutes' Lesley Stahl before an edited version airs on this coming Sunday's episode. Well, he finally did it, and it may have the exact opposite effect he was hoping for. Look at the bias, hatred, and rudeness on behalf of 60 Minutes and CBS, Trump posted on Facebook the morning of his final debate with Joe Biden. He then added, "For good measure, tonight's anchor, Kristen Welker, is far worse." But what anyone who watches all 38 minutes will see is that the president spent the bulk of his time openly whining about how tough the questions were while refusing to actually answer any of them in a coherent manner. In the first few seconds, Stahl, who has been with 60 Minutes for close to 3 decades, calmly asks Trump if he's ready for some tough questions. "No, I'm not," he replies glumly. "You're not okay with tough questions?" Stahl laughs in response, seeming to think at first that he might be joking. Instead, the president immediately starts accusing her of bias, saying, "You don't ask Biden tough questions. It's terrible." On multiple occasions, she has to remind him that she's not the one interviewing Biden and Kamala Harris for the same episode. Her first tough question? "Why do you want to be president again?" Again and again, Trump declines to say what he would do in a second term and instead boasts about the great job he's done in his first. Asked what his biggest domestic priority is, Trump instead claims he created the greatest economy in the history of our country. Stahl shoots back, "You know that's not true." There is a deep defensiveness on Trump's part throughout, including when Stahl suggests his rallies aren't as big as they used to be due to the pandemic. "You're so negative," he tells her. "You come in with this negative attitude.